Continue with the next unit. Today we go into the unit 3. We're talking about the nature of state. In this part, we will focus on the class nature, social nature, and also we talk about the feature of the state. First of all, we talk about the nature of the state. So what is the nature of the state? That is internal relations and rules that play a decisive role in the state basic development. The nature of the state consists of two things. The first one is the class nature, and the second one will be the social nature. Now we find out what are they. As for the class nature, we're talking about the ruling class and the ruled class. Class nature is the essential nature of a state. So for the ruling class, they express their will and interest. And they express their will and interest on economic, political, and ideal fields. For economic power, the state is the organ to control the economic and to protect the economic for the dominant class. That is the class that owns the decisive means of production. For example, economic orientation, economic sector. Look at in Vietnam. So we have how many economic sector? The first one that is state-owned enterprise, and the next one will be collective economic sector, and then we have individual economic sector, private capitalist economic sector, and state capitalist economic sector. For political power, the ruling class established state mechanism, and in a state mechanism, so it have many organs, and the ruling class control all state organs. Normally, the power is divided into three branches: legislative, executive, and judicial. By coercive mechanisms such as military force, police, court system, the ruling class control other classes, control societies, and keep society in order. For ideal power, the ruling class impose class ideology, and they use their ideology to control other ones. So that's why the ruling class ideology is widely spread in society. In a society, there is not only ruling class but also other ones. In terms of social nature, the state must show the conflicts between classes. Besides that, the state also protects common interests for everyone to provide public services such as production, pollution prevention, social order protection, and etc. Now move to the concept of a state. So what is the concept of a state? The state is a political organization which have special public power. It is founded and exerted by requirements of classes, conflict settlement, and public services. Now we're talking about the features of a state. Normally in a state, they have four features: population, territory, sovereignty, and government. Now please look at some definition in my slide. The first one, population. So what is population? Population is the group of people who are the members or citizens of a state. It can be large or small. So what is territory? The territory is the area in which a state's rules applies. And what is sovereignty? Sovereignty is the ability to rule absolutely within a territory. All states are considered equal to each other. No state may interfere in the affairs of other states. And what is the government? The government is the organization inside a state that controls the actions and policies of the state. For Vietnamese perspective, a state have five features. They include special public power, people and territory, sovereignty, law, and tax. First of all, a special public power. Only the state have a special public power and impose that power on society. Apply for everyone, organization, and entities. The special public power also means exclusive right to use force by military force and police, and that power is from coercion, not from voluntary agreement. The second feature is people and territory. First one, the people. That is a group of persons who are the members or citizens of a state. And as I said before, it can be large or small. And how about territory? Territory is divided into administrative units for the purpose of management of citizens, and only the state had this right. Talking about sovereignty, we talk about the domain of power, not the nature of power. Sovereignty of state includes land, outer space, and territorial waters. And talking about sovereignty, we mentioned that is a state have an independent subject in international relations, and they control their citizens based on nationality. In this one, you need to distinguish between citizens and individuals. Individuals refer to the people in general, but citizen refer to a person with whom a certain nationality. The fourth feature of the state is law. So what is law? Law is a body of rules which is promulgated, recognized, and maintained by the state to regulate the human behavior and conduct in a society. The laws also expresses the ruling class will. Normally, the law consists of three characteristics: normative, formative, and coercive. In terms of normative characteristic, the law is a general standard to apply for everyone in a certain circumstance. As for formative characteristic, the law should be expressed in one of the following sources: legal documents, precedent, that's been the law made by the court, and customary law. As for coercive characteristic, the law is enforceable. Everyone must obey the law. If someone violates the law, they shall be punished or fined by laws. The laws is enforceable to everyone. The state issue laws and many countries by laws because law are general rules for society. The state has responsibility to make law enforceable and effective. The last feature of the state is tax. The state collects tax for two purposes. The first one, to ensure normal operation of the state organs. The second one, to serve public activity and social security. Without tax, the state cannot work. Now let's move to the last part of my lecture, the relationship between the state and other social phenomena. In this part, I focus on four relationships. First one, state and society. Second one, state and economy. Third one, state and political institutions. And the last one, state and law. Now going to the first one, state and society. In this relationship, society plays a decisive role in forming, assisting, and developing a state. The state will affect on society in both sides, negative and positive. If the policy and the rule of the state in line with society, they make a society develop it. But if the policy or the rule of the state not consistent with the society, they may cause a very negative impact on society. For the second relationship, the state and economy. In this relationship, the economy plays decisive role in existing and developing a state. And the state will affect on economy in both sides too, negative and positive. I mean that if the state have a good policy to make the economy develop it, the state will be good. But if the policy or the law of the state is not in line with the economy development, that may cause a negative impact on economy. In the relationship between state and political institution, the state plays a central position in political institution. It is because the state has special public power. But political institutions also have very important roles for the state operation, especially in election. So by election, the political parties can have the power to control the society, and from that power, it have impact on the state operation. In the relationship between state and law, we can see that the state make laws and controls society by laws. But the state activity shall comply with the laws.